Hi, I'm Chris Behringer. I'm a Senior Field Service Engineer for Oracle. In this session, we will be replacing the memory board in the M5000 server. This procedure can also be used for the M4000 server. Before working on the M-series servers, training is mandatory. A formal training class is required. Many of the procedures that you'll need to perform on the M-series servers do require the ability to navigate around the XSCF, which is basically the system controller of the M-series server. This session will not cover those commands. The first thing that you'll want to do when you arrive at a customer's site is you'll want to verify the serial number on the system. The serial number on the M5000 is actually in the top right corner of the system. Before we get started, we'll want to talk about a few safety precautions when working on the M5000 server and M4000 servers. This is actually a fairly large piece of equipment, and so it's very heavy as well. Most standard racks will actually come with an anti-tip bar that you'll find underneath the bottom of the rack. And you'll want to actually pull that bar out and secure it in place so that when you pull the system out, the rack won't tip over and land on top of you. As always, when working on any equipment, you'll want to practice proper ESD procedures. We have our static mat here that we can open up, make sure we have room to put our parts on it, and we also want to make sure that we ground it out to the system itself. This system actually comes equipped with a hole that you can actually plug your static strap right in there before you start working. And make sure that the mat is also ground out on some kind of metal on the system as well. To replace the memory board, the server will need to be shut down. This is not a hot swappable piece of equipment. Once the customer has shut down the server, we can pull it forward. We'll want to slide it all the way out because we're going to need to get the top off, and we'll need plenty of room to do that. When removing the top, we can see that there's two screws on either side. We'll take our screwdriver and we'll loosen those screws up. Once those screws are loose, you can see there's a little notch here on both sides of the lid. We're going to take our thumbs and we're going to put them on each side and apply pressure backwards, and the lid should pop right off. Then we'll go ahead and we'll put the lid out of the way. Now when looking in the top of the server here, these are our CPU boards and these are our memory boards. The action plan you receive from the call center should tell you which memory board needs to be replaced. They're labeled all the way across. In this case, we're going to replace memory board 1. So now that we've found our memory board, we're going to go ahead and pinch the top here, the two little levers on the side to release it. And as we lift it, it'll lift the memory board. Then we'll grab the handles and slide the memory board out of the server. Put it onto our static mat. Now once we have our board here, we're going to go ahead and remove the top cover. As we remove the top cover, we're going to put our thumb right here on the top, give it a little pressure, and pop the lid open. We'll take our new memory board and do the same. And then we're going to want to move our memory modules from the old board to the new board. So to do this, we're going to use our thumbs to apply pressure to each one of these tabs on the sides of the memory modules. And as we do that, we'll move over the DIMM, slide it into place, use our fingers to apply pressure to the top, and snap them in place. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for all of these modules. I'll go ahead and just make sure they're all seated well. Go ahead and flip the top back on, and then I will take it and I will move it back over to the server and we'll install it. Line it up, and then we will slowly lower it down. As we get down to the bottom, the little hooks here on the levers will actually match right up with the metal of the case here. And then we'll take our thumbs and we'll just press down on the levers and it will snap the board right into place. Then we'll make sure that everything is secure and we can put our lid back on. We'll slide it on, it'll snap right into place there. Push it forward and then we will tighten the screws. Slide the server in and make sure that everything's ready to go. Let the customer know and the customer can go ahead and power the server on.